Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the month. As always, we have the early draft pages for the next chapter of the Dragon Ball Super manga, Dragon Ball Super Chapter 70, which, according to this translation given to us by Herms, is called the greatest warrior in the universe. Now, guys, as always, before we continue, this will contain spoilers for, at the very least, the beginning of the chapter, chapter 70. So, if you do not want any spoilers at all, I highly recommend you leave the video. But if you're still here, I'm going to assume you are either okay with spoilers or you just don't care either way, but you still want to hear my thoughts on what we have for the latest chapter of, the Dragon Ball Super manga. Okay, so let's go ahead and actually take a look at these draft pages. And of course, thank you to always to Herms for translating the what's going on for us, so we can actually know what's going on. And we have a lot to discuss with these early draft pages because we do get a few questions answered to us, specifically when it comes to Granola's wish. Because as we saw in the ending of the previous chapter, Granolah summoned the dragon, and he asked him for his wish to be the strongest in the universe. Now, a lot of us were kind of worried that if the dragon did indeed grant his wish, that it would feel like kind of a cheat. Like, a lot of people would be kind of disappointed that, it just happened so quickly. And it did kind of happen in this chapter, although something else did happen, which, whether or not it's good or bad, I want to see how it plays out either in the actual chapter or in the overall arc. But for now, I think I'm going to say that, considering that the wish in a way did happen, I am kind of disappointed. But we do get some interesting information. You know what? Let's go ahead and actually take a look at them. So this is the first translation that we get from Herm. So it says, the roughs are out for Dragon Ball Super Chapter 70, which is titled The Greatest Warrior in the Universe. The dragon tells Granolah he can only make him the best warrior in the universe, quote, on one condition. Now, what that condition is, we don't know, but I guess which again, like I said, this is why I want to wait to see how it plays out before I make my final judgment on this decision when it comes to the story. But I will admit, I do see a lot of people being very, very pissed off because this does feel kind of lazy. And yeah, a lot of people, I've seen some people criticize that, Toriyama lately, because I think he's the one who's mainly writing this story. Toyotaro is still adapting it, but I think the main story is still from Toriyama. And I do see a lot of people, saying that, Toriyama lately has been a little, kind of lazy with his storytelling. Like, it feels like he's taking a lot of shortcuts. And yeah, I do kind of see that. I mean, we did see it in the previous chapter. Like, I mean, in one chapter we learned what Granolah could possibly do, and in that same chapter he ends up getting it. Now, there is a possibility it could get expanded on when the anime eventually returns, which it will return, guys. Come on, let's be honest. The anime makes way too much money for them not to bring it back. Now, it's just a matter of when. So there is a chance they're going to expand on it. Kind of like what they did in the original Dragon Ball manga. Because remember, a lot of the stuff you saw in the anime, the Dragon Ball Z anime, wasn't in the original manga by Toriyama. Like, for example, I can give you a perfect example. When in the anime, the episode where Gohan goes a Super Saiyan, when we get into his mind space and what ends up triggering that transformation, that wasn't available in the manga. In the manga, it was just a single panel. It shows, oh, he finally did it, and that's it. But in the anime, they actually expanded on it. So there is a chance they could do that in the anime when it eventually does get to when eventually does get to this part of the story. So yeah, he does end up granting the dragon does grant the wish, but we don't see what the wish actually is. So we get to see this is the first page, and then we get to see him talking to the dragon, telling him that he'll grant it on one condition, and Granolah says yes. And then we cut to Beerus's planet, then it cuts back to Planet Cereal, and you can see the dragon, just as always, after the wish is granted, they scatter across the planet. And then this is interesting, we get a new look for Granolah. And this is it. A lot of people have been calling him Super Saiyan 3 Granolah, and yeah, I can see why. And it's even in the same pose as we usually see Goku whenever he goes Super Saiyan 3. And this is interesting. So basically we see him using the Force. So a lot of people have been comparing I've seen some people comparing the latest events of the Dragon Super manga to Star Wars, which doesn't make sense because Toriyama has mentioned in the past that he's a big fan of Western films, and I think Star Wars was one of his inspirations, if I remember correctly. And here we can see him basically using the Force, even though he's not the only character we've seen in the Dragon Ball universe who uses telekinesis, which I'm sure a lot of people are going to compare to the Force. But yeah, I mean, again, like this isn't really that big of a deal. I mean, it is, I guess, depending on how powerful he is. We still don't know. Although if he is the strongest in the universe, then yeah, I think he might actually be stronger than Goku and Vegeta. We'll see. We'll have to wait. We'll wait until the actual chapter comes out. So moving forward to the next set of translations. So Herm says, okay, so the dragon tells him. So we do get a little bit more information when it comes to the actual wish. So the dragon, without accepting this condition, the dragon can make Granolah stronger, but can't give him strength surpassing his latent potential, which won't be enough to make him the best in the universe. Only interested in being the best, Granolah accepts the condition. Okay, so the dragon could have granted him his wish, but if he didn't accept the condition, then he only would have made him stronger as he himself could have ever been. So, for example, if someone like, let's say, Goku were to ask for this wish, I know he never would, but again, just hypothetically, if Goku were to ask the dragon for this wish, and he said, I'm not going to accept the condition, and then he only makes him as strong as latent potential, Goku would have been, like, he would have been insanely strong. Like, you can see right now how strong Goku is, and he got that on his own by training. So yeah, I mean, again, I guess it would depend on the person, and I guess I have a feeling this is probably going to come back into play when he eventually fights Goku and Vegeta. Like maybe they'll eventually find out that he used the dragon to make himself this strong, and they're probably going to be really pissed because they're two people who believe in only being as strong as you could be. Like they won't like the fact that he basically used a cheat to get this strong instead of just working hard to get it like they did. Yeah, I'm assuming they're not going to be happy about that. And again, I find it interesting that, like, again, I am kind of curious to see, like, how strong Granolah would have been on his own. Like, if he would have only made him as strong as his latent potential would have allowed him to be. But the dragon clearly says, like, it will not make him the best in the universe. So, Granolah on his own, if he trained, would not have been as strong as, let's say, Goku and Vegeta, or maybe even some of the fighters on Earth, like Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, because they're hybrid Saiyans, and they are known for being. Vegeta himself even said that they could be even stronger than full-blooded Saiyans if if the writers would just remember that, but whatever. Anyway, so we move on. Now we cut to Beerus and Vegeta. So meanwhile, Beerus continues to teach Vegeta Hakai. Goku is only interested in getting better at UI and will let Vegeta do his own thing. Vegeta finally manages to Hakai a tiny rock. Next, he'll do something bigger. So we get a look at the page, and yeah, boy, when he said tiny, he wasn't kidding. Like it's literally a pebble, and this is how much he can do now. And Goku says, "Yeah, I'm only interested in getting better UI." Okay, so we have a clear road for where these two want to progress on their own. Goku wants to continue mastering UI, even though it is called Mastered UI, and he's okay, whatever. And Vegeta's gonna try to master Hakai. Backing up a bit, Vegeta's first attempt at rock breaking is rejected by Beerus as not a proper Hakai, which isn't merely breaking something, but completely erasing it from this world. Beerus provides an example, but burns up this month's issue of God Comics as collateral damage. So we do get to see right here. This is bigger than the one this is a bigger rock than the one we saw him, Hakai before. And he manages to break it. There's Beerus just reading his comics as always. And then he just casually Hakai's the same rock that Vegeta was trying to break, except you can see the actual damage from it, as opposed to, again, it's like the Hakai is pretty damn powerful. Again, we got to see how strong it actually is. Just Hakaiing this tiny pebble created enough force to, knock back the Oracle Fish, even though it was this small, tiny thing. So if Vegeta fully masters this technique, it could make him a very, very dangerous opponent. Like, seriously, it could make him very dangerous in future fights. Now, whether or not that's going to make him stronger than UI Goku, well, I still don't think it's going to make him stronger than UI Goku, but it would make him, it would make him, it definitely would make him a more dangerous and a more versatile fighter than Goku would be. So moving forward, we the next set of translations we get from Herms, and he says, "Oh yes, the dragon's definition of quote best warrior in the universe, the strongest of any life form, quote excluding the gods." Okay, so we do get confirmation. Like a lot of people were wondering, okay, so if he were to be made the strongest in the universe, would that include gods and angels? And the dragon here basically gives him an answer: no, 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 without including the gods and the angels. So he likely will not be stronger than Beerus and Whis. Although I feel like a lot of people will probably take the statement to mean, oh, well, see, Beerus is still stronger than Goku. Well, no, no, not technically, even though I still, okay, I will still contend that Beerus is maybe stronger, but he says specifically excluding gods. Now, just because you have the title of God doesn't necessarily mean that you're not stronger than them. Again, Kaioshin is a god, but again, like Goku and Vegeta, and you could argue even the kids, Goten and Trunks, are way stronger than him. Like, again, just because you have the title of God doesn't necessarily make you, stronger than mortals. Like again, Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Trunks. You could even argue Piccolo at this point are all stronger than Kaioshin, and he's a god. So yeah, again, just keep that in mind. So just because it says excluding gods doesn't necessarily mean that he's, he could be stronger than Goku, which would make him stronger than Beerus. Again, it depends. It's just this whole thing between Goku, Beerus, and whatever. It's just I feel like it's gotten so out of hand. People are just, I feel like at this point a lot of people would defend Beerus just because they're Beerus fans, because they don't want to believe that Goku's stronger than Beerus. I just without taking into what's actually happening in the actual story, without taking what the actual story says into account, like they don't want to believe that Goku's stronger than Beerus or Vegeta. It's just, again, we'll have to wait and see. I feel like we need to wait until the actual fight between them. I feel like now I just want it to happen, not because I wanted to see it happen. I just want it to happen just so we can finally get this matter settled and we can finally move on from it. So the next set of translations is Goku excuse me. Goku is content for him and Vegeta to do their own thing and see which becomes the best in the universe. But then Whis says it might be someone else. The universe is a big place after all. The Oracle Fish says the best in the universe will be appearing soon. Vegeta's sure it'll be him. And yeah, you can see Goku right there. He's meditating, I'm assuming. And he's talking to Whis, which of course he starts telling him like, hey, maybe the strongest in the universe is, it will be appearing soon, according to his, premonition, and according to a lot of the promotional images that we've been seeing for this arc. Although a lot of the times the Granolah is the one who appears, so I feel like now that he's gotten his wish granted, there is a chance. Yeah, he is technically the strongest in the universe, not including. Excuse me, just like the dragon said. Sorry, excluding gods. So that would technically make him stronger than Goku and Vegeta because they are mortals. They may be as strong as gods, but they're still technically mortals. So, yeah, although I am interested to see, like, what exactly is the condition that the dragon said? Like, yeah, I can make you the best in the universe, but only if you accept this one condition. And as we saw, if you don't accept the condition, I can only make you as strong as your latent potential would make you, which of course would not make you the best in the universe. So I think that's confirmation that as strong as Granolah is, if he continued to train, he would not have been stronger than Goku and Vegeta. So I feel like if he which I feel like now you kind of, considering he wants to get revenge on Frieza, you kind of have to be as strong as Goku and Vegeta if you want to be able to kill Frieza, because they made Frieza insanely fucking powerful. And again, I'm wondering like, okay, what exactly is the interaction going to be when these two eventually meet up? Because again, like he's still kind of pissed off at the Saiyans for destroying his home, even though technically it was under Frieza's orders. I feel like once he finds out that, two Saiyans are still alive, he might try to do something against them. He might try to go after them and try to kill them, which it would be interesting to see. It would be a very, very interesting turn of events if he were to actually kill Goku and Vegeta. And I'm wondering, like, how will the others react to finding out that this guy killed, Goku and Vegeta? Which, yeah, I know they can always bring them back with the Dragon Balls because, they just could. Although I am interested in wondering, like, okay, how are they going to react to this? Like, will any of them will try to get payback against Granolah for killing Goku and Vegeta? Again, it depends. So, this is the last bit of translation from Herms, and I think he pretty much translated all the pages. And from there, Vegeta successfully Hakkai's the rock, and the scene returns to planet Cereal. Okay, so it goes back to this, what we saw right here, with the with the Super Saiyan 3 Granolah, and he's just casually lifting this rock. And a full chapter should be out in about a week or so, which, yeah, that is the case. Although, remember, we do usually get the full set of spoilers before the chapter officially comes out, which, when that does happen, I will be making a video covering it as always. But anyway, those are all the translations that we have. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think of what we discussed in this video when it comes to the draft pages and what we learned specifically about the dragon granting Granolah's wish? And, the fact that he can only grant it under one condition and what that condition could be. Anyway, are you disappointed that he was just automatically made the strongest, even though it was technically under a condition, whatever that condition could be? Like I said, personally, I want to wait until we find out what this condition is. So I'm going to withhold judgment for now, even though I will admit I am kind of disappointed that in a way he did give him what he wanted, that he only became, as strong as he is because he made a wish for it. Even though I know a lot of people are saying that, oh yeah, that is technically smart. I mean, you could technically just wish for what you want since the Dragon Ball's already out there. But if they did, it would make the story kind of boring, even though technically, yes, they could. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And remember to like the video, share the video if you like what I do, and if you want to support my channel, consider clicking on the subscribe button. And if you do click on the subscribe button, remember to also click on the bell icon, because that will remind you whenever I post a brand new video. So that is all I have to say. Thank you so much again. Please remember to stay safe and take care of yourselves, and please join me for the next video. Bye for now.